Imagine a country that built a financial fortress so impregnable, so vast, it effectively owns more of the global economy than some entire continents. A nation that decided to hoard its unprecedented natural wealth, not for today's fleeting pleasures, but for the countless generations yet to come, locking it away in a fund so gargantuan it makes the richest billionaires look like small-time players. This isn't some dystopian novel or a hypothetical economic experiment. It's real. It's one of the most astonishing stories of national wealth and foresight on Earth, and it belongs to a rugged, beautiful land in the far north. Welcome to TERRA 10. Here are 10 mind-blowing facts about Norway. Let's kick things off with a sight that defies imagination. Forget your postcard-perfect landscapes. Norway's got nature on an entirely different level. We're talking about the fjords, colossal, ancient valleys carved by glaciers over millions of years, now filled with the deepest, bluest seawater, stretching for hundreds of miles inland, with cliffs plunging thousands of feet straight down into the abyss. Fjord and Norway Fjord aren't just UNESCO World Heritage Sites. They're geological masterpieces so dramatic they almost feel photoshopped. They're not just pretty faces either. These natural fortresses have historically protected Norway, making invaders think twice. And with over 1,000 named fjords, it's like Mother Nature decided to go absolutely wild with a carving knife, leaving behind a legacy of awe that truly has to be seen to be believed. Oh yeah, but the natural wonders don't stop there. Journey further north, beyond the Arctic Circle, and you step into a world where the sun literally forgets to set for months on end. Imagine pitching a tent or just going grocery shopping at 2 in the morning under a sky still bathed in broad daylight. That's the reality of the midnight sun in places like Tromsø. And then the flip side, the polar night, where the sun disappears below the horizon for weeks, sometimes months, plunging the landscape into a prolonged twilight or even complete darkness. This isn't just a quirky weather pattern, it profoundly shapes Norwegian life, culture, and even architecture. It's a surreal experience that messes with your internal clock but offers a stark, beautiful reminder of our planet's incredible tilt. Now let's talk money, because Norway's relationship with cash is unique. Prepare for some serious sticker shock if you're planning a trip, because Norway consistently ranks among the most expensive countries in the world. A pint of beer can set you back 15 bucks, and a basic meal? Don't even ask. But here's the kicker. Norwegians can afford it. They also boast some of the highest average salaries globally, with robust social welfare programs ensuring a remarkably high quality of life. This isn't just about having high prices, it's about a deeply egalitarian society where wealth is distributed and a strong social safety net allows most citizens to thrive, making that premium price tag a reflection of a nation that invests heavily in its people. It's an economy built to support its citizens, not just profit from them. Speaking of investment in the future, get ready for a fact that'll leave your internal combustion engine sputtering. Norway is absolutely dominating the electric vehicle revolution. While the rest of the world is still debating charging infrastructure and range anxiety, Norway has already surged past the point of no return. In 2023, electric cars made up over 82% of all new car sales in the country. Let that sink in. This isn't just good intentions, it's the result of aggressive government incentives, like huge tax exemptions and perks for EV owners. They've basically made it economically irresistible to go electric, transforming their roads into a whisper-quiet, emissions-free future. It's a bold, successful experiment in how quickly a nation can pivot towards green technology when it puts its mind and its money to it. But if you thought the fjords and EVs were wild, wait until you meet Sir Niels Olav. Yes, you heard that right, sir. Niels Olav. He's a king penguin, and he holds the esteemed rank of Brigadier in the Norwegian King's Guard. This isn't a joke. It's a long-standing tradition dating back to 1972 when the King's Guard adopted a penguin at Edinburgh Zoo. Since then, 3 different penguins have held the illustrious title of Niels Olav, steadily climbing the ranks from Lance Corporal to Brigadier, even receiving a knighthood. Each time the King's Guard visits Edinburgh, they inspect Sir Niels and promote him if he's deemed worthy. It's a bizarre, heartwarming, and quintessentially Norwegian blend of tradition, humor, and respect for the animal kingdom that's almost too charming to be real. Moving on to number 5, prepare for a cultural phenomenon that challenges everything you thought you knew about television. Forget reality TV drama or fast-paced thrillers. Norway invented slow TV. We're talking about hours-long, uninterrupted broadcasts of mundane, everyday events in real time. Imagine a 7-hour train journey from start to finish, filmed entirely from the front of the locomotive, or a continuous 5-day broadcast of a ship traveling up the Norwegian coast. A knitting project being completed stitch by by stitch. These aren't niche, artsy experiments. They're wildly popular, drawing millions of viewers in Norway and even inspiring similar trends globally. It's a bizarre, meditative embrace of the uneventful, a digital detox in plain sight, proving that sometimes the most captivating stories are the ones that simply unfold. Now let's talk about a real sovereign fortress that's protecting humanity's very future. Deep inside a mountain on the remote Arctic island of Spitsbergen, halfway between mainland Norway and the North Pole, lies the Svalbard Global Seed Vault, often dubbed the Doomsday Vault. This secure facility stores duplicates of seeds from gene banks worldwide, protecting them against catastrophic loss due to natural disasters, disease, or even global conflict. Imagine a massive, climate-controlled bunker designed to withstand the apocalypse, holding over 1 million unique seed samples. The biological blueprints for virtually every crop on Earth. It's an ultimate insurance policy for global food security, a silent subterranean sentinel ensuring that no matter what happens, humanity will always have the genetic diversity to rebuild its agriculture. It's a chillingly pragmatic and breathtakingly visionary fortress for life itself. But beneath the surface of Norway, there's an entire world of engineering marvels. Faced with a coastline that's a jagged mosaic of islands, fjords, and mountains, Norwegians haven't shied away from monumental infrastructure challenges. They've become world leaders in subsea tunneling and bridge building, connecting remote communities and reducing travel times dramatically. We're talking about tunnels that dive thousands of feet beneath the ocean floor, stretching for miles, like the Ryfylke Tunnel, which is the world's longest and deepest undersea road tunnel. These aren't just roads. They're arteries of connection carved through solid rock and under vast expanses of water, turning what would be impassable barriers into seamless pathways. It's a testament to their ingenuity and determination to tame their wild landscape, creating an intricate web of hidden highways that rival the most ambitious projects anywhere on Earth. You can't talk about Norway's richest sovereign fortress without talking about the moment the game changed forever. For centuries, Norway was a relatively poor nation relying on fishing, shipping, and forestry. Then, in the late 1960s, everything shifted. After years of speculation, massive oil and gas reserves were discovered beneath the North Sea. This wasn't just a find, it was a deluge of black gold that transformed their economic landscape overnight. But unlike many resource-rich nations that fall prey to the resource curse, squandering their newfound wealth, Norway made a deliberate, almost radical choice. They decided to save it, to invest it, to build a future, rather than spend it all today. This decision, made with foresight and discipline, laid the foundation for the ultimate financial fortress that would redefine their nation's destiny. And that brings us to fact number 1, the absolute climax of Norway's economic brilliance and the very definition of a sovereign fortress, the Government Pension Fund Global, or as it's more commonly known, the Oil Fund. This isn't just a rainy day fund, it's the largest sovereign wealth fund in the world. Its value consistently hovers around a staggering 1.5 trillion US dollars. Let that number sink in. To put it in perspective, that's roughly $250,000 for every single Norwegian man, woman, and child. But here's the mind-blowing part. It doesn't just sit in a bank. This fund is strategically invested globally, owning on average 1.5% of all listed shares in the world, along with significant stakes in real estate and fixed income investments. This means when you buy a product from a major international corporation, there's a good chance a tiny fraction of that money is going back to Norway. The fund's income alone, not its capital, is used to supplement the national budget, ensuring that future generations benefit from today's resources. It's a generational wealth machine, a global financial behemoth, ethically managed and strategically invested, standing as an unparalleled fortress of national prosperity for centuries to come. It's not just rich, it's a living testament to long-term vision and collective national ownership on a scale unseen anywhere else on the planet. From its breathtaking fjords and electric future to a pension fund that owns a piece of everything, Norway truly is a nation built on foresight and natural abundance. It's a land where nature dictates life and financial wisdom secures the future. Which country should we uncover next? Tell us in the comments below.